All right, let's jump right into it. Today, in this explainer, we are mapping out the end-to-end workflow of the Nanobanana Extension for the Gemini CLI. If you've been looking for a way to transition from traditional text-based coding to a fully automated visual asset studio right inside your terminal, you're absolutely in the right place. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover installing the global extension. Second, securing your API key. Third, context and asset generation. Fourth, automated code-based refactoring. And finally, we'll wrap up with the human-in-the-loop philosophy. Okay, part 1, installing the global extension. Let's look at the groundwork. So, when you copy that install command and run it in your terminal, you aren't just dropping a local package into one specific project. No, this installs globally, right into your .gemini directory. This basically means the Nanobanana tools stick around across every single project on your machine, effectively turning your whole computer into a universal AI asset generator. Pretty sweet, right? Moving on to part 2, securing your API key. Now that we're installed, we really need to pivot to monetized API integrations and locking things down. Here's the deal. Every single image you generate with these Nanobanana models is going to cost you roughly 15 to 20 cents, depending on the quality. And honestly, that adds up fast. Cost-benefit awareness is absolutely crucial for professionals here. Unlike a free text chat, you are literally spending real money the second you hit enter on an image prompt. To protect your budget, you've got to lock your API key away in a .n file using the variable Nanobanana Gemini API key. You absolutely cannot let this go public. Best practice is to guard this file heavily. And as the NetNinja tutorial rightly points out, if you ever accidentally expose it, don't wait. Delete and regenerate that key immediately to prevent any unauthorized charges. All right, part 3, context and asset generation. We're secure, our wallet is protected, so let's dive into the exciting Model Context Protocol, or MCP ecosystem, that we just set up. This global MCP server literally injects custom slash commands straight into your CLI chat. You just type a / and suddenly you have the power to spin up new imagery, generate complex diagrams, tweak existing UI assets, or even design custom icons, all without ever leaving your command line. It is a massive workflow upgrade. But you're probably wondering, how do we ensure the AI generates exactly what our code needs? Well, that's where manual context selection comes in. You just highlight specific code in your editor, say a layout for some combo cards on your homepage, and that automatically feeds into the AI's image prompt. So you highlight the code for 3 food combo cards, prompt it, and it uses that structural context to generate perfectly matching images. It then efficiently drops those fresh assets right into a dedicated Nanobanana output directory on your file system. Which naturally leads us to a huge question. We now have an output folder full of fresh images, maybe something super specific like cheese and Marmite, or crisps and chocolate, like we saw in the source material. But how do we actually get them into the project without manually dragging files around and retyping URLs? That brings us to part 4, automated code-based refactoring. The brilliant solution here is shifting from just generating pictures to actually commanding the AI to refactor our code for us. Now, a quick side note, before we trigger that refactoring, we have to talk about technical realities. If you suddenly hit an MCP error context 7 during this phase, don't panic. View it as a totally normal technical hurdle. AI agents hiccup sometimes. Having technical resilience means you simply restart your chat instance to clear the issue, and you're right back in business without missing a beat. Once you're ready, the integration process is incredibly smooth. Step 1, you just prompt the AI in plain English to apply the new images to the homepage. Step 2, acting as your personal coding agent, it autonomously moves those files from your output folder straight into your project's public directory. Step 3, it perfectly updates all the source code URLs to match the new file paths. And finally, step 4, you skip the manual coding entirely and jump straight over to your browser for a live preview. Okay, part 5, the human-in-the-loop philosophy. Before we finish up, we really need to touch on the biggest takeaway from the NetNinja source material, the professional mindset you actually need to use these AI tools. Look, this automation is so impressive, it's incredibly easy to just view AI as a silver bullet that does all the heavy lifting for you. But listen, AI cannot solve every single problem, and it will inevitably make mistakes. Treating it like some flawless magic trick is actually pretty dangerous compared to the reality. And the reality is, you must actively stay in the loop. You have to guide the development, dive into the weeds when things break, and always verify the work.
I want to leave you with this fantastic quote directly from the source. If you rely on it too much, it's going to hamper your skill development in every single area of life. Absolutely use AI as a powerful coding agent to augment your workflow and automate the tedious tasks, but never let it replace your own fundamental skill development and critical thinking. As these AI tools become even more powerful, how are you going to ensure you remain the expert guiding the machine, rather than just becoming a spectator to your own code? Definitely something to chew on next time you fire up your terminal. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.